Hello, families of my Math 6 students. This is Linda Geffen. I am your child's Math 6 teacher this year. Welcome to curriculum night, I guess. It's too bad that we cannot be doing this in person. Hopefully next year, teachers and families will be back in person. But for this year, what I'm going to do is present a slideshow to you that gives you information about what your child is going to be learning, how I run my classroom, and all that kind of stuff. So here we go. All right, so again, my name is Linda Geffen. I am your child's Math 6 teacher this year. A little bit about myself. My original major in college at University of Washington was not actually teaching, it was accounting. And I worked in the accounting and finance fields for a few years and decided to go back to school and pursue my teaching credentials. So I got a master's in teaching with an endorsement to teach 4th through 12th grade math. I taught for a little bit and then I had kids and stayed home to raise my kids. And now I'm super happy to be back in the field. Here's a little bit about my philosophy. So I'll go through the bullet points with you. I will foster a safe, welcoming, and enjoyable environment for students to explore math. What that means, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but I've been described by students as having high expectations, but being fair and friendly. So when I heard that, I was happy with that explanation or with that description, because that's kind of what I aim to do. I do have high expectations for the kids, but I am very fair. And I want them to feel comfortable in math. I want them to feel safe exploring math. I don't want them to be afraid of math, which some of them, unfortunately, I can tell they are already. I'm not sure why. So we'll try and fix that a little bit this year and make math, make exploring and learning about math a fun thing to do, as opposed to something that they're fearful of. That kind of goes along with the second bullet point, showing them that they all can find something in math that they're interested in. So they actually aren't allowed in my class to say that they don't like math. They can say that they don't like adding fractions. That's quite all right. They can say that they don't like finding surface area. That's okay. But what I don't want to hear them say is that they don't like math, because that's such a general statement, and math is so broad and so deep that there's no possible way that there's nothing in math that they don't like. And I've already kind of explained this to them. And by the time you watch this video, I probably will have explained it to them a lot. But math is a big world, and they can, adults and kids can always find something in math that they enjoy doing, always. And so it's very limiting for them to start telling themselves that they don't like math in 6th grade or even earlier. So I try and run the class so that they aren't feeling that way, and that they're encouraged to find something about math that they like. Some of them naturally already like a lot of things about math, but some of them feel like they don't. But when I press them a little bit more, usually they can come up with some things that they actually do like about math. The third bullet point talks about peers helping each other. I give them a lot of opportunities to help each other. Nothing solidifies math and your knowledge of a topic better than explaining it to someone else. So they'll have loads of opportunities to do that. Sometimes they'll be needing help from classmates, and other times they will be the ones that are offering help. It just depends on how comfortable they feel with the unit. I place a big emphasis on personal growth. That is the most important thing for these guys at this age, is to feel like they have grown. Not to be competing against their peers, but to feel that personally they have grown in math, and that they're becoming more interested in math. So that's kind of those are my overarching philosophies and focuses. Okay, our units of study. Our curriculum, first of all, is called Ed Gems. It's the second year that it's been used. I think I've got that right. Second year it's been used at Islander Middle School, and it's great curriculum. It's very robust. It has tons of helpful and varied ways of explaining topics to students. I really, really like the curriculum a lot. Our first unit, which we have started, is ratio and rates. And this chart starts in the upper left and goes across in the order that we plan to present the units. So ratio and rates we've started. The next unit is multi-digit operations. That's decimal operations, but it's more in depth than what they've learned in the past. An example is last year they looked at having a dividend, which is the part under the divide by sign. They've looked at having a dividend with a decimal in it. This year, they will be looking at the divisor with a decimal in it. So it's just a little example. That's just a little example, but it's more in depth than what they've had in the past. The next unit is percents. Then we move on to fraction operations, same thing as decimal operations. They've been exposed to fractions for many years, actually, but this year it's more in depth. Then we move on to expressions and one variable equations, followed a unit or two down the road with two variable equations. And in between there, they'll be looking at rational numbers and the coordinate plane, so the XY plane, if you remember that. They'll be doing a unit on area and volume, so a little geometry unit, and then a unit on statistics, which is always super fun and interesting. Let's see if this slide is going to advance. Whoops, I skipped a couple things. Okay, grading this year. Islander Middle School is working on implementing something called grading for equity, and it's standards-based grading, and I am using it this year. It is based on the following scale. So a 1 means the student is attempting the standard. The student has attempted the standard. A 2 means they're close, they're approaching the standard. A 3 is a great grade. It means they have actually met the standard. It's a very good grade. It means that they have proven to me that they understand the topic and have met the standard. And 4 means that they are exceeding the standard. What that means, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are getting 100%. What it means is that they're able to apply the standard in lots of different scenarios, not just kind of textbook examples, but in lots of different scenarios. So that's what a 4 would be. And my slideshow keeps skipping. I apologize about that. Okay, some of the systems that you should be familiar with are Schoology. I'm sure your child, I know your child is already, boy, they caught on quickly. They are already very experienced with Schoology. Schoology is where they will find all their assignments, all the due dates, their announcements. If I need to send an announcement, answer keys, I post answer keys there. And the answer keys are not just the answers, they're actually solutions. In other words, I've worked out the problems for them so they can see how it's done. I'm going to try doing that. If I'm finding that they're copying the key, I have to stop posting the answer key, the solution key, and we'll have to just post an answer key, but I hope that doesn't become an issue. So that's Schoology. Skyward, and I don't expect 6th graders, by the way, to copy the answer key. I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see how it goes. Skyward is where students will see, that's where their attendance gets posted, and that's where students and you will see their grades. So Schoology and Skyward are 2 of the main systems that you guys will be using this year. Okay, that is all I have for now. My email is right there on the screen. Please feel free anytime if you have questions or concerns about your child to reach out to me. That email format is standard throughout the district for every teacher. So if you remember a teacher's name, that it will be their first name dot last name at mercerislandschools.org. So if you have any questions for me or concerns, please always feel free to reach out to me. I hope to meet you at least via email at some point. And I hope this was informational. Again, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much. Hope it's a great year.